Hello there and welcome to another episode of Andy's Shed Live. This is Series 7, Episode 7, and in today's show we're going to be having a look at one of these. This is a GPO book set, a Tele 280. We're going to be having a look at how to fix one of these. As you can see, this one's got no cord on it at the minute. Hopefully though it will have soon. So that's what we're going to be doing here on the show today. We're going to be giving that a fix. But before we get started on that, remember, if you want to get in touch with us here at the show, you can do via our website, which is here. It's andyshed.coldpress.net, and you'll find a contact us form on there. And also, if you want to support us, then you can make a pledge to us on Patreon. Go here, patreon.com/AndyShed. And if you pledge us the equivalent of $1 per month, it really does help keep the show going, and you'll get your name on the closing credits as well of any episodes that we make while you're a patron. So it's got to be worth it for that alone, hasn't it? Right, so shall we crack on with this book set? Because it's well, I've not done one of these before, so this is going to be quite an interesting one to actually do. So here it is. Now, the whole of these book sets are rubber. The whole thing is made out of rubber. It's got a little button on the side here which you can press in, twist a bit, and it locks it in. That is the equivalent of your hook switch on normal phones. So you have to press that in. Press that in and your phone is like off the hook. You can see it's also got a dial, a very small dial, very small holes to put your fingers in. In fact, you can't actually physically get your fingers in the holes. It's based on a dial 12. It's actually called a dial 17 though, but it's based on a dial 12. And how do you get one of these apart, one of these rubber phones? Well, this is where a screwdriver comes in, a small but strong screwdriver, preferably one where the end's a bit blunt. This is one time where having a blunt screwdriver is actually a help. And what you have to do is go in under the rubber here and just flick the thing out. Now this one's been out before. I've had this out a couple of times today because, let's face it, I'm not going to be stupid enough to try and do this without having done it before, am I? Without at least had a look at it before. So that the rubber comes out there, and there's that. And then in here your line cord. Now this line cord looks like it's broken. It's not connected, but it should be connected to those two terminals in there, the ones that are nearest to where the line cord comes into the bottom of the phone there. So I could just pull this out because it's not connected anyway, and when I pull it out, a little rubber grommet falls off. We're going to be wanting that rubber grommet because we're going to put that back on with our new line cord, and we're going to try and use that to hold the new line cord in place. Right, now there's something on that grommet there around it. I'm going to use a little pin to see if I can flick that off of the grommet, whatever it is. It's a bit of something they've put round to hold it on before. That is, I'm not entirely sure what it is. Can I get it off? Yes, I can. Something just wrapped around it a couple of times. A bit of old string or something. Now we're going to use this rubber grommet, and we're going to use a bit of line cord. And what I've got here is I've got a normal telephone extension cable, and I've cut the sockety end off it, right? So instead of the sockety end, that should have 4 wires up it, it would normally have a yellow, a green, a red and a black, because it's an extension cable. I've cut the green and the red off. I've cut them flush with where I've stripped it back to. So I just want the black and the yellow, and I've also bared the wire on the end of those, as you can probably see there. And what we're going to do is stuff that whole thing up inside the end of the butt set. So all go in there, and it goes in really easy. Now you're going to say, well, that's going to pull out again. Well, that's where this grommet comes in, because we're going to put that over everything as well. And that kind of holds it, yeah? So we're going to put that grommet on there. Then we're going to use a bit of wire or something, a bit of the inner hard core of telephone drop wire is good for this, but I've just got some sort of a taggy thing here. And what we're going to do is put this around that grommet like that bit of string was before, pull it real tight around there, and then twist it so it's super tight, so that grommet isn't going to move anywhere on that cord. In fact, I might wrap it round again before I twist it. Like that. I'll twist it with the pliers. Now, to make sure that grommet isn't going anywhere, and that's going to be like your cable restraint on here. So that's going to hold that inside the phone. Okay, so when I pull on that now, see, it doesn't go anywhere. So that is now in place. Now in here, if you look inside there, here, this terminal here has got a green wire going to it, and this one on the other side, if you were to look up inside here, I don't know if you can see it or not, has got a red wire. So they are green and red, which the original things on the butt set were. Now, you normally in a phone, in something like a 706 or something, your main line wires will be red and white, yeah? Yeah, but when it's a cable like this that we're using effectively as a line cord, you have to remember the colours are different. So you know what you have to remember is the two that are the line are the black and the yellow, and black is equal to white, so yellow must be equal to red. So we're going to assume that yellow is equal to red and put that on here, and we're going to assume that green is equal to black and put that on there. So what we're actually going to do now is just try and twist the ends of these into like little loops, and this is going to be tricky. And then we've got to try and fit said little loops inside this phone. And I've dropped one of the little nuts there. You'll find there's two nuts, one stacked on top of another, because what they're trying to do with them is is lock them together, and then you'll find there's a washer. So I'm going to take that washer out if I can get it. Can I get it out? Super fiddly inside here. And they say that these butt sets are easy to repair. Right, I've got the washer, so I'm now going to get my bit of wire, which in this case is the yellow one, and what I'm needing to do is to loop it round that terminal there. Hold it down on there, put the little washer back on, which I've missed with, and I've got to pick it up again with my fat fingers. Put the little washer on. Then we can put one of these tiny nuts on. You know, breathe in a bit hard, and you know, you could inhale one of these. They're that small. And you're doing it with feel really, because you can't really see much. So you've got to tighten that up on there as much as you can. And hey presto, there it is. Now, first connection made. Put the other nut on the top and lock it to the first one. This is so the nuts can't come loose. We're getting there. Like British Rail in the 80s, we're getting there. So that has to lock onto there. Then we have to do the same with the other one. Which is my black wire, which is going to the green one. Because black is white and white is green. Don't ask. Actually, I don't really think it matters which way. It doesn't matter totally which way round you put these on, these line wires, but it's just good practice to do them this way. So take the little nuts off. And there's one. There's two. And there's a little washer. Yeah, somewhere in there is. There, got it. And again, got to now take this black wire here, which you probably can't see against the black, can you? But it's there, I promise you. You can see that. And bend the end of that one round. And put that over that terminal. And then again, put a washer on. Put the first nut on, tighten it up. Tighten it up as much as we can, as much as we dare. I'm not going to break the very fine wire. Why they couldn't have made these screw terminals, so you could have got a screwdriver in there, I do not know. This is weird post office specs for you. So, that's one on. Put another one on. Second nut is going in there. Trouble is, these nuts are so small, they're really difficult to grab with the pliers. I think we're going to call that on. I'm reckoning. Right, so that should all be good. Now, if this phone works, I don't know if it does or not, we've got to put it all back together. Now, when you're putting this back together, the thing to notice is there's a notch here, and there's a bit here where there's no sort of recess, no recess under the edge of the thing. Under the edge of the rubber there, so that notch has got to go where there's no recess under the edge, because the rest of it does go under the edge. So you've got to get that notch, that sort of keyway, in place there, like that. Hold it down, and then you've got to start sort of wiggling your rubber back out around the edges, and this is not the easiest manoeuvre in the world to do. But it is doable. If you can change a bicycle tyre, I'm knocking things on the floor now, if you can change a bicycle tyre, you can probably do this a lot better than me. Because I have trouble with bicycle tyres as well. I'm sure it's just something to do with technique, but almost there. Almost there. This is a wire screwdriver. It helps if it's a bit blunt so you're not actually stabbing into the rubber and damaging it. But I think we're almost there. If I just push that down a bit there, and then when you've sort of got it on, you just go around and lift the lip up over the edge. Like that. And it's back together. So there you have it. Now if you wanted to take the dial out at the other end, then you take this end off in a similar way and it all falls apart, and it should be fairly self-explanatory what happens. But now, oh, my phone did a ta-da at the right time. Now we've got this with a cord on it. So shall we plug it in and see if it does anything? Right, I've just realised I've buried where I normally plug in. Just bear with me for a moment. Let's try and sort some things out. There it is. It's coming. Right, unplug that phone down there. And plug in this phone. Oh, yeah, I heard something in the handset. And when I press the button, I do indeed get a dial tone. Now, I don't know if you'll be able to hear this. If I press the button, that was my phone going off again. My phone went crazy, my mobile phone. Can you hear anything in that? Don't know if you can or not. But I certainly can. So if I press that button and lock it, that's my dial tone. Now I have to dial 9, no, I have to dial 72 to get a signet line. And nothing's happening. Oh. The CNET line is down. Right. Can I get an ordinary telephone line on it? I should be able to get an ordinary line. Dial 9. Yes, I've got an ordinary line. Lock my little button on. And if I now dial my mobile, and I'm going to dial it with the screwdriver because it's just easier. I'm going to dial it with the blunt end of the screwdriver. So here we go. Oh, can't do it, I've misdialed it. Try again. you go, it should ring my mobile. There you go, it's ringing my mobile. And when I let go of that, that'd be like hanging up. So it stops. So, there is the Tele, what are they? I forgot the number of them. A Tele 280. There is a Tele 280 working. So, I hope you've enjoyed this episode of Andy's Shed Live. If you have, tell your friends about us, and remember to give us a like, and also please give us a subscribe. If you're watching on library, also why not tip us some of those library credits that are somewhere up there. You're probably building up a few. If you're a library person, you've probably got a few credits up there and you're wondering what to do with them. Why not tip us a few? Because we can turn them back into cash, I do believe, at some point, and that helps us. It's a bit like helping us out on Patreon. As I said earlier, if you want to get in touch with us, you can via the website andyshed.coldpress.net, or if you do want to support us on Patreon for just the equivalent of $1 per month, go here, patreon.com/Andy's Shed. So that's it. There it is, the Tele 2, whatever I said it was, 280, did I say? Yeah, 280. I should know because it's got a little sticker on the end there that tells me what it is. Can you see that? Tele 280. And it's fully working now, so we'll be able to use that in the future. Should be rather good. So, from all of us here at Andy's Shed, have a wonderful week ahead, and we'll see you same time, same place next week. Oh, and before I go, if there's anything you want to see on future episodes, telephone related or not, because it's not always telephones that we do, then leave us a comment or something down below, either on library or on YouTube, or as I say, get in touch with us at the website if you want to. I'll give you that address again, andyshed.coldpress.net. You'll find a contact us form on there if you want to get in touch with us through that. And yeah, let us know what you want us to do in the future, and well, I'll do it, basically. So, for now, thanks very much for watching, and I'll see you soon.